जय कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवर धारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। श्री राधा माधव जी की जय, श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी जी की जय, श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय, श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर विशाखा देवी जी की जय, श्री गौ नित्याई जी की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, शिला गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याई गौ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी माता जी। Welcome you all. Today's session of Srimad Bhagavad-gītā. We'll enter into the pages of Bhagavad-gītā in a short while. Let us take the blessings of all the Vaishnavas, all the Acharyas in the form of Mangalacharan, and then we'll enter the pages of Bhagavad-gītā. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swamarupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutupadikamalam Shri Gurunu Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Segan Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Ch Segan Lalita Shri Visakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हरे कृष्णा। चैप्टर 7 वर्स 7। mattaḥ parataram na anyat kiñcid asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idaṁ protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇāḥ iva mattaḥ paratam nānyat kiñcit asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idam protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñcit asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idam protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñcit asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idam protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva. Please repeat. mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñcit asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idam protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñcit asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idam protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñcit asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idam protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva. Mataji? kiñcit asti dhanañ-jaya mayi sarvam idam protaṁ sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva. Hare Krishna. mattaḥ, beyond me. Partaram, superior. Na, not. Anyat kiñcit, anything else. Asti, there is. dhanañ-jaya, O conqueror of wealth. Mayi, in me. Sarvam, all that be. Idam, with we see. Protaṁ is struck. Sūtre, on a thread. maṇi-gaṇāḥ, pulse. Eva, like. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti-Dwan Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Please hear. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Please repeat. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Purport, please hear. There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad-gītā is concerned, the absolute truth is personality of Godhead Śrī Kṛṣṇa, and this is confirmed in every step. In this verse, in particular, it is stressed that absolute truth is person, that the personality of Godhead is supreme absolute truth is also affirmation of the Brahma-saṁhitā, Ishvara Parama Krishna sac-cid-ānanda-vigrahaḥ. That is the supreme absolute truth personality of Godhead is Lord Kṛṣṇa, who is the primeval Lord, the reserve of all pleasure, Govinda, and eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that absolute truth is supreme person, the cause of all causes. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of Vedic version given in Śvetāśvatara Upaniṣad 3.10. Tato yad uttaram tat rupam anamayam yad aetat vidur amrataste bhavanti athetare dukkham evapayanti. In material world, Brahma, the primal living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods. Human beings and lower animals, but beyond Brahma there is a transcendence, who has no material form and is free from all material contamination. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental, but those who do not know him suffer miseries of material world. The impersonalist puts more stress on word arupam, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss and knowledge, as described in Brahma-saṁhitā quoted above. Other verses in Śvetāśvatara Upaniṣad 3.8 and 9 substantiate this as follows. Vedaham etam purusam mahantam adityavarnam tamsa parastat tame vedvanti maryum matyum iti nanya pantha vidyate yananya yasmat param na param asti kiñcit yasma nānyat no jayo asti kiñcit Vakshaiva stabdho divitishtati akas tanedam purnam purushena sarvam. I know Supreme Personality Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness. Only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of that Supreme Person. There is no truth superior to that Supreme Person because He is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest. He is the greater than the greatest. He is situated as a silent tree, and he illuminates the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energies. From these verses, one concludes that Supreme Absolute Truth is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all-pervading by his multi-energies, both material and spiritual. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So in this particular verse, Krishna is telling Arjuna how he is superior to anything else. When in the first verse he says Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam. Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam means what? That Arjun, whatever I'm going to tell you is not only a theory, but practical also, examples also. Just imagine you have a nice necklace, right? You may have a pulse, Vedure money, you may have any costliest those jewels. If they are not supported by the very little cost a thread, all this pearls cannot be decorating the neck of a beautiful Devi. They will be, you cannot just stick this pulse on the neck. That means thread is must. You may see any energy in the whole creation, but energy ultimately rests on the Krishna. Without Krishna, there is no chance. In Bhagavad-gītā, in many places, Krishna has explained this truth. And in Srimad Bhagavatam also, it is very nicely given that how everything rests on Krishna. In chapter 15, verse number, I think, 13, Gama Visya Bhutani Dharyam Mojasa Pushrami Chotsi Sarva Soma Bhutva Rasatmakaha. Gama Visya Bhutani. Gam usually we say is a village. But this earth is also a village where all the bhutas are living on this earth. This planet, but there are innumerable planets. And there are innumerable living entities living on those planets also. Slowly we will come to know through this our tiny science, which is discovering every day, and next day they reject those things, so that they will find the living entities over there. This whole system of planets orbiting each other or the sun, how they are held. Krishna Gama Visya Bhutani Dharyami Amojasa. I sustain all the planets by my tejas, my energy. For example, to understand in a layman's language, suppose you take the wet sand, right, and hold in your hand. If you hold the sand in your hand, it will be in that shape. If you leave it on the ground, what will happen? It will break. It will not be in the same shape. Why it in the same shape? Because the Krishna's energy, part and parcel of Krishna, mame vanso jeev loke jeev bhut sanatana manasasthani yani pakristani karsati. We jivas, we have also this energy with us. So that energy is sustaining that amount of sand. But Krishna is supreme. So he says, Dharyami amojasa. I sustain all the planets, all the gamas. And beauty is, we have innumerable planets Did you hear any time that there was an accident between Brihaspati and the Buddha? There is never an accident. Why there is never an accident? Any ideas? Done by a perfect person. Everything has to be done by a person. All these Mayavadis, they talk of impersonalism, but everything has to be done by a person. So he is perfect and we are imperfect. Prabhupada says that we have 4 defects, right? One of the defect is our senses are incomplete and we are imperfect. Being imperfect, how can we create perfect things? That's why we have accident in the aeroplanes, roads, rails, all these things we have because of imperfection. So everything is resting on Krishna, like a pearl. Prabhupada established the fact in the purport to reject the argument put forth by the Mayavadis in the first statement that he is impersonal. No. Impersonal means he is person but not like person like us. That's the difference. Tell me one thing. We say, sorry, Krishna is unlimited, right? If he is unlimited, how can we bound him in limited and unlimited? He is just unlimited. So he is impersonal and personal as well. For those people who want to see him impersonal, he is impersonal. But those who want to see him personal, he is personal. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 11th verse. What is given there? Varnandi tattvavidas tattvad-jnanam agyam. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti sabdyate. Sud Goswami is telling, Vadanti tattvavidas yatad-jnanam advyam. Ki those people, they know in what form? Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Paramatma form, Brahman form and Bhagwan form. Now how to understand this? I think Updeshamritam Prabhupada gave a very nice example. For example, one in a village, for example, olden days, they have never seen a train. How does it look like? So what will happen? They heard the news that tomorrow the train will come. So they are thinking, oh, how is it? Is it a person or it is imperson or it is something driving? How does it look like? So they chose 3 persons to look at the train and describe. You know that pastime, right? The story. So first person went, he looked at it from a distance. What does he look? Train is coming with a steam engine and lot of smoke is coming from there, right? So the moment he sees, he runs back and informs the villagers, oh, this train like a demon coming, a lot of smoke, there is a fire, looks like that he describes. He just see outer form. The next person, he is little bit more courageous. He goes near. What he sees, little bit form of the train. But he again comes back. He says, it's like this. But third person who is really strong enough, he goes, checks the train, goes inside the train and comes and describes. Similarly, our scientists say the sun planet is, initially they said, stationary, moving, and then they describe the sun planet. But even today they cannot describe the sun planet. We can enter the fire or not? There is a big fire. I want to enter. I can enter? Sun is full of fire, right? So how these scientists can enter there without a proper protection? We call PPE. PPE is personal protection equipment. So fireman can enter that fire, not we. Because fireman has proper attire. He has the proper PPE. he can enter the fire and extinguish and bring those inside out. Similarly, to enter the sun planet, we need the covering of that is qualified to enter the sun planet. Each and every planet, like for us, in even Earth, you heard the word of Eskimo in the northern area, in the North Pole side, they make the house of snow. Okay, those who stay in those houses, they are called Eskimo. We cannot go and stay there, but they are habitual to stay there. So in the Earth planet itself, that is not for us, it is for them. So how can we think that we declare, oh, there is nobody over there in these other planets? There are living entities living over there. So matra paranata kiñcit asti. He is saying that there is no superior truth to me. There is nothing better than me. In the creation, the subject of creation in Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya Muni describes in the 3rd canto, 5th and 6th chapter. When Vidur Maharaj asked the question about the creation, so how the creation takes place, one by one all the elements come. All the 23 elements have come together to start the creation. Hiranyagarbha has to take place. But all the 23 elements are there, but they cannot do anything. At that time, they speak a verse. In 3.5.38, Nānyat svakriya anisaha. They say, Anisa means unable. Oh Lord, we are unable. What we are unable? To do the offering to you by having united together, we can do the creation so that things suitable for you can be created and they can be offered to you. They were not able to do. Then they started offering prayers to Supreme Personality of Godhead. In those prayers, in one of the verses they call him Adya. The Prabhupada writes the meaning of Adya in 3.5.50. This is the verse. Adya means what? Adya means normally say the oldest, right? But Prabhupada writes, nothing is superior to that. So that verse, all the demigods they confirm, there is nothing superior to you. And they, of course, they tell your lotus feet are like the umbrella to protect all the devotees. And definitely, devotee need a protection. And Krishna only can give the protection. And his lotus feet is like an umbrella. So we should always take the shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. After this, what happens? Then Krishna, in the 6th chapter of 3rd canto, Maitreya Muni describes, he enters into the 23 elements along with Devi Kali, who is in charge of external energy. And when Krishna along with Devi Kali enters into these 23 elements, they are enlivened. They start working together as if they were in deep sleep and they woke up. What it proves, Prabhuji Mataji? It proves without Krishna, nothing can work. In 9th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, because it's Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam, practical example, he gives another example. Yatha akastu nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani matisthani iti upadharaya. 9.6. He gives the example like the air rests on the sky. Similarly, all the living entities rest on me. Means what? We have no existence whatsoever without Krishna. In 9.18 of the Bhagavad-gītā, Gatir bhatta Prabhu sakshi nivasam saranam sruta prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam abvayam. You are my goal, this all tell. But in between one word, nidhanam, Prabhupada translate that word as resting place. Krishna is the resting place for everything. Krishna is the source of everything and resting place of everything. Gola, Gatir Bharta is the maintainer. Prabhu is the Lord. Sakshi, witness. Prabhava, source. Pralaya, annihilator. Sthanam, sustenance. So, this way we can see in every situation, He is the source of everything. When we know the source, how do we know source of everything? Bhagavad-gītā 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabho mattaḥ sarvam pravartate iti mattva bhajantam buddhava samhita. Aham sarvasya prabho. So when we support this statement by the statement of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, then people will not dare to argue further on that. This Mayavadis. That's how Bhagavad-gītā teaches us, as it is, that you should study in detail, and if any puts forth this argument with the verses from Bhagavad-gītā, we should nicely, humbly counter that. One word very nicely has been used in this shloka, dhanañ-jaya. Dhanam-jaya means conqueror of wealth. Arjun is called by many names in Bhagavad-gītā. You know, the most dear name to Krishna is the maximum used in Bhagavad-gītā. Any idea? Arjun doesn't come in the list later. First name is Partha. Whole of Bhagavad-gītā, Partha used 38 times. Next is Kaunteya. Kaunteya used 24 times. And then Arjun, Gudakesh, dhanañ-jaya, these are there. Why maximum Krishna used Partha? Because Mata Kunti name in her brother's house and father Sursen's house was Pratha. So they are called Pandavas as Pratha Putra. So Arjun is Partha. That's why he is, because affection towards Lord Krishna's aunt, Mata Kunti, starts from her house in the Mathura. So Sursen house. So there is Partha. But anyway, we have the name here, dhanañ-jaya. How did he get the name of the dhanañ-jaya? When Yudhishthira Maharaj planned Rajasuya Yajna, so Rajasuya Yajna means you need lot of wealth. And Vyasadeva, initially Yudhishthira Maharaj had a desire, but he said, I cannot do it. So everybody was telling him, no, you can do it, you can do it. So Vyasadeva also came and he gave him nice instructions. He told a story to Yudhishthira Maharaj of King Marut. You have heard the name of King Marut? King Marut in the lineage is so pious, devotee, God-fearing, and servant of Brahmanas, that Indra is also jealous of him. Many times we hear Indra is jealous of so many living entities, but Indra was jealous of King Marut also. King Marut has a desire to perform yajna, and that time Kulguru was Brahaspati. He approached Brahaspati and asked him to do the yajna. Brahaspati said, okay, I will do it. Indra came to know Brihaspati is agreed to do the yajna of Marut Maharaj. So Indra called Brihaspati and he said, I think you should not do this yajna. Why? You see, we are immortals and King Marut is immortal. I make you my chief priest. You do the yajna only for the immortals. So you should refuse. He will come, you should refuse that. He was happy, Brihaspati. King Marut approached Brihaspati and they said, now time I have arranged everything. Please come and do the yajna. Then King Marut, Brihaspati insulted him and said, no, I will not do the yajna for the immortals. You were doing before, but now I am a chief priest of the demigods, so I will do yajna only for them. King Marut was so depressed, he wanted to leave the body also. So when he was coming back, he met Narada. Narad Muni asked him what happened. He told like this. He said, there is a way. You can do. Don't be so much depressed. What you do, go to Varanasi and you will find the brother of Brihaspati, Samvartak. And these two brothers, although they have love, but Brihaspati has thrown him out from the house and he has nothing. So he wanders naked like a avdut and he is hiding himself, but he is very powerful. Very powerful. So I will recognize him. So he told him, you go to Varanasi on the gate, you take a dead body, put the dead body in front of him. So whosoever comes like a mad person, he sees the body, runs away, he is Samvartak. That is the thing. And he will ask you who has told his this identity. You tell him, I have told. And where have you gone? Narad Muni, he will ask you, where is Narad Muni? Tell him, I have entered into fire. So King Marut went to the Varanasi and on the city gate, he put the dead body. And then he saw somebody is coming from that side, like a mad person, avdut base. And then the moment he saw the body, then he chased him. Finally, he met him and he asked him what happened, that why you are running away. Said, I want to hid from this world. This is not very good word. So, what do you want from me? He said, I want to do this yajna and please be the chief priest. He said, no. My brother Brihaspati is elder brother. So, he has the more first right. You should get it done through him. Why you are coming to me? Then King Marut tells Samvartak that, see, I went to Brihaspati and he refused. He said, I will not do the yajna for mortals anymore. And he said, okay, I will do it. So they started doing the yajna. But again there was an issue where to get the money, the gold. Because this yajna, you need a huge amount of gold. Samvartak is so powerful, he told King Marut to go to one mountain, I forgot the name. And that is the place where Mata Parvati and Lord Shiva is staying. And if you please them, they will give you enough amount of gold. So he went and pleased Mata Parvati and Shiva. Lord Shiva gave him one peak of Himalayas, gold peak. That much gold he brought from there. He made Vedi from gold, all the vessels from the gold. Everything was gold. So much gold was there. Brihaspati came to know that this yajna is like this, he is doing it. Then he asked Indra. So Indra sent Agni to Marut. Said, you leave this yajna. Brihaspati will come to the yajna. See, even demigods, they do these things. He said, no, you desert Samvartak. Brihaspati will come and do the yajna. But he was firm. He said, no, I have already chosen my chief guest, chief priest. I will not change. So he went away. After he went away, still there is Brihaspati is telling, no, this do not happen. Then he went, some Dhatrashtra, some other name is there. He sent that with a more power. That was also sent back. Finally, Indra came himself. And he wanted to destroy a lot of rain, water, like we see in the Govardhan Lila. So like that he was trying to do. And then finally he took his Vajra and to hit King Marut. Samvartak, by his tapas, he is so powerful, King Marut informed him, he stood Stambhani Shakti and he froze the hand of Indra. And then he asked him, what do you want? I want all demigods to come and take their share. He chanted mantra, all the demigods came and they took the share. After that, there were many Brahmanas over there. So all gold plates, gold vessels, everything was gold. Even the food served, I think that was also gold. So that was given to Brahmana. No, these Brahmanas were really true Brahmanas. So what they did, whatever they had necessity, they took. And rest of the gold, they left at one place. And they declared, whosoever finds this gold, it will belong to such person. So Vyasdev told this story. He said, send Arjuna to get that gold. In some other versions it is given that even it was like a heap, like a mountain amount of gold. So Arjuna went and brought all that gold. So he was named as Dhananjaya. See, every name has a specific meaning. Not nowadays like we have the Western names. That is all dirty thing. But anyway, these names for Krishna, we have the name as like given as Madhava. Madhava means what? Ma. What is Ma? Lakshmi. Adhava. Lakshmi's husband. Lord Narayana or Krishna. So all the names Krishna got, Govinda, Damodar, we have the pastimes for that. So this is the pastime of Dhananjaya. So in this particular verse, when Krishna is telling, there is no truth superior to me. It means what? It means in whole creation, nothing is beyond Krishna. Nothing is beyond Krishna. Apparently we may see as a human being, he does so many activities. When we see the Dwarka Leela, in Dwarka Leela, 10th canto, 70th chapter, Naramuni visits Krishna to see his daily activities, family activities. He goes to each and every palace. What he will see there? Somewhere Krishna is playing with children, somewhere Krishna having the nice time with his queens, somewhere he's meditating, somewhere he's doing charity, somewhere this, somewhere that. All those things he is doing. Even some places he is doing the demigod worship also. Krishna, in Bhagavad-gītā, he has told different things. Right? What he has told? Kāma sthitishti jnana prapadantana devta tam neta prakatyāniyata svaya. He is saying, who worships demigod? Kāma sthitishti jnana. Those knowledge has been stolen by their lusty desires. Kāma sthitishti jnana. Prapadantana devta. They surrender to other demigods. Right? 7.20 of Bhagavad-gītā. Then there are 21, 22, 23 verses are there. So, he is telling, basically, if you do the worship of demigods, like he says in 9.25, Yanti devrata devan pitra yanti pratvada bhutani yanti bhuja madhbhaktanti mamapi. Those who worship demigod, they go demigods loka. And who wants to go demigod loka? Because you have to again come back. Right? So devotee doesn't want to go to demigod loka. Only person who is materially engrossed and he wants to have a lot of sense gratification, they plan to go there. Devotee doesn't want to go plan there. So he says, that is why, but Krishna is there, he is doing the demigod worship also. So how do we understand this part? See, Krishna is showing the way over there that if you have some different desires and if you do this demigod worship, you may do it. But as a devotee, what you have to do, he has spoken only in Bhagavad-gītā. Instructions are there. Like he said, yatechasi tatha kuru. I have told you everything. So he shows is not only for devotees only, for the whole living entities. He is showing the path. So we see that Dwarka Leela, but there also he is showing each and every activity by doing this as an example to set standards, to set examples. Here in this verse, when he is saying there is no truth superior to me, that means even though suppose he is doing meditation on himself, right? He is doing meditation also. Bhagavan means Sadashwarya. What is the sixth Aishwarya of Bhagavan? No. Sixth, last.
Full renunciation.
Full renunciation. Right? Everything you have, but what you have? Wealth, knowledge, beauty, fame, strength, and renunciation. Everything you have, but you are already renunciate that. You are not at all attached to this part, right? Because he is telling clearly to Arjun in, I think, 5.10 of Bhagavad-gītā, Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam taktar gote libbete sne papene padam vambasa. How do you live in this world? In your family, in your grastha life, any life when you stay there, don't get attached. How you stay? Padam patram vambasa. Another science here. Example. You should stay like the lotus flower. Whatever water you pour in lotus flower doesn't stick there. Right? And lotus flower grows in the mud pond. But lotus flower keeps aloof from the mud pond. Sangam trakta akrotiya. You should not have the attachment. So when we say everything is source from Krishna, so attachment and non-attachment, both are coming from Krishna. Asakti, anasakti, both are coming from Krishna. Because there will be living entity who wants to be in the attachment mode. And there will be living entity who is in the renunciation mode. So he shows everything. That's why it is clearly given, there is no truth superior to me. When we see in the further pages of Bhagavad-gītā, here itself you will see so many things, right? Hare Krishna, we have 5-6 minutes. We have any questions? We can take those questions. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nityai Gaur Premanand. Yes, Prabhu.
I think in second canto, there is Shukdev Goswami is listing a long list.
Yes. Yes, there is.
So, can you comment on that?
Yes, Prabhu. When we talk of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is the full of pastimes of Krishna and his devotees. When we see the pastime of in the Dwarka Leela also, Fakrur, Kratvarma on the Samantang Mani. You remember?
Yes.
So they stole the Samantang Mani from the Satrajit. They kill Satrajit and take away that money. They are also part and parcel of Krishna. But they do this kind of act. And Akrura is devotee of Krishna. And he is part of that act. It means what? It means that they are playing sort of a role. Right? To show that in this situation, how Krishna will act. Because he is killed and Krishna goes after Sadhanva and he kills Sadhanva, recovers this thing. Similar way, when Shukdev Goswami is telling that all this, if you want this, you worship this. If you want this, you worship. You want this, you worship this. But in the 10th verse of that one, what he says?
One who does not want any of the
correct. He says that verse is whatever akamo sarva kamo va moksha kama udharati tivrena bhakti yogena yete purusam param. He says akamo sarva kamo va. If you have desires like this, right? He is summarizing in that verse. This is 3 or 4 verses together where he is explaining if you want wealth, worship Lakshmi. If you want beauty or you want this, you worship. Full list is there. But he says, akamo sarva kamo va. If you have desire or you don't have a desire. Kam or akam. Moksha kama, or you have a desire to get liberated. What you should do? You should tivrena bhakti yogena, by staunch devotion, jajeta purusam param. Don't worship these demigods. He is told this thing. But he says, if we want really good thing for you, don't worship you purusam param. Then you worship Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why he told there? By our nature, swabhava, when we take birth, we are born tamo guna, sato guna, rajo guna, and slowly our gunas we try to change them based on the association. So what happens? Those people who are still too much attached to the material thing, solution given by Sukadeva Goswami, okay, if you want this, do this. But best is what? Akamo sarvakamo va moksha kama udhare tivrena bhakti yogena yate purusam. If you really want your welfare, what you should do? You should do the real staunch devotion service tivrena bhakti yogena of purusam param. You should worship that. It clears, Prabhu? And not only this, when Sukadeva Goswami tells this, when he is telling about the bhakti, before that, what kind of bhakti should be? Who explained? Kapil Bhagwan explained later on, but before that, in the beginning of Bhagavatam, Sut Goswami, what did he tell? Sevai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti dadukshaje ahotukya pratita yayatma suprasidati. They should do the bhakti of adokshaja, what? Ahetu and apratihata. So if we do this bhakti, tivrena bhakti, following these two principles, ahetu and apratihata, that means yajatma suprasidati. What will happen then? Krishna, what he will award to us, like a loving father. If child goes and father asks, give me a gun, lovingly he asks, father will not give it. Right? He may do something wrong. Or something child asks which is not good for his health or education, father will not give it. So Krishna, what he will do? If we follow this, to this akamo sarvakamo va, Krishna, what he will do? He will give us the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. He will give the intelligence, and whatever is good for us, he will give, and we will be suprasiditi, will be satisfied. Right? Hare Krishna. Any other question? Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki, Śrīla Prabhupada ki, Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Nityai